Really high yield video today with Rickettsia disease and vector-borne illnesses. So over here, what is a vector-borne illness? This is basically related to molecular biology, and this is basically a DNA molecule that can be a plasmid or a virus that is used as a vehicle to carry a particular DNA segment into the host cell as a part of cloning or recombinant DNA technique. And one really important thing we need to know about all Rickettsia and vector-borne diseases, the treatment is going to be doxycycline. So doxycycline, as we know, it's going to be a 30S ribosomal inhibitor, and that's really effective for bacteriostatic activity. Let's come over to rocky rashes, which are common. So rocky mountain spotted fever. Now this is going to be caused by Rickettsia. But over here, guys, the name is quite misleading because despite its name, it is primarily found in the South Atlantic states. So, for example, North Carolina. What do I mean by this? If you look at Rocky Mountain map, it's more on the western side. So, maybe in the states such as Indiana or these type of states, it's going to be more common over there. But we can see this is going to be much more. We can find this in North Carolina. So the name is quite, it's a wrong name. It shouldn't be named Rocky Mountain because it's not found there. Guys, a rash that spreads at the wrist, so your wrists, and it spreads to your palms and your soles. It can also start at your ankles and then spread to the sole of your foot. Classic triad of fever, headache, fever, vasculitis. Okay, over here, guys, we have a nice mnemonic called CARS, C-A-R-S. That is going to help us to remember all the diseases involving the palms and the soles of your foot. So C as in Coxsackie A, CA, R as in Rocky Mountain spotted fever, S as in secondary syphilis. All right, guys. I said one thing I forgot to mention. Rickettsia. The vector is a tick. What is a tick? Tick is basically infected. Ticks are going to transmit diseases, usually pathogens like bacteria, viruses, or parasites, to humans or animals through their bites. These pathogens cause various illnesses, which are tick-borne diseases. Alright, let's come to typhus. Typhus is a group of diseases which is going to be for bacterial illnesses, and this can cause fever, and this is transmitted with fleas or lices. So we have endemic fleas, which is called Rickettsia typhi, so emphasis on typhi, and then epidemic. So the epidemic will be much more. So human louse. A louse is basically a tick obligate ectoparasite that feeds on the blood of their host. So Rickettsia prowazekii. Now over here, guys, this is going to be start from the central, and spares the palm and sole. And I have a very nice mnemonic over here for you guys. Rickettsia. So that's a bit confusing. Rickettsia. Rickettsia involves the palms and soles. Typhus, so Rickettsia typhus, emphasis on typhus, involves the trunk. So that's the key difference between the two. Let's come into the rare over here diseases. So ehrlichiosis. This over here, guys, is going to be, its vector is also a tick. We've spoken ticks. Ticks are basically infected ticks, basically transmit pathogens that can be bacteria, virus, or parasites. Monocytes with moruli. Now, what are moruli? Moruli are basically a small of cells, and they divide they are division of the fertilized ovum, and they form blastula are going to be formed. And we can see a photo over here. We can see mulberry-like inclusions in the cytoplasm. What is mulberry? Mulberry is just like a berry. So I just have a photo for you guys over here. That's what mulberry means. It basically means like a berry in the cytoplasm. Then we have anaplasmosis. The vector is also a tick. Granulocytes moruli in the cytoplasm. We have a nice mnemonic we can learn over here. Mega, so monocytes is going to be ehrlichiosis. If it involves the granulocytes, then it's anaplasmosis. Q fever. So we can see Coxella burnetii, so no arthropod. Arthropod, guys, what is arthropod? Basically, arthropods are a little bit bigger. They have a vertebrae. We can just learn them as insects, spiders. Maybe we can even think about crabs and the shrimps, but these are basically a little bit bigger in size. And we can see bacterium inhaled as aerosols from the cattle, sheep amniotic fluid. Presents as headache, cough, flu-like symptoms, pneumonia, possibly in combination with hepatitis. Common cause for culture negative endocarditis is going to be Q fever. Is caused by quite complicated bug. Because it has no rash or vector, The its causative organism can survive outside its endospore form, not in Rickettsia genus but closely related. So we can see endospore is basically a dormant, tough, non-reproductive structure produced by certain bacteria. Then let's come over to mycoplasma, guys. Mycoplasma is just very simple. It's atypical walking pneumonia, comes with headache, non-productive cough, patchy diffuse infiltrates, and macular rash. Often occurs in those less than 30. Military recruits college. Treated with microlized doxycycline, fluoroquinolones, penicillin is ineffective here because penicillin have no cell wall. Not seen on gram stain. Again, they don't have cell wall. Pluromorphic. Pluri means many. Morphic means shape. Bacterium continues sterile stability, grows on agar. Here's an important point that there's a high titer of coal agglutinins, IgM, that can agglutinate on RBCs. They have a nice mnemonic here. Mycoplasma can get coal without a coat. There's some other information, but it's not that high yield over here. I had a step question over here at USMLE. They showed a mulberry-shaped interocclusion body in murule in monocytes. So what is that related to? It's going to be related to mega. So mega stands for eccheliosis. That's the correct answer. Rickettsia over here was the wrong answer. That's more ring shape and similar to Plasmodium. Guys, I'm just going to recap this over here. Rocky Mountain spotted fever. The vector is a tick, which is anything that transmits a disease, bacteria, virus, a parasite. It's going to be involving the palms and soles. So guys, typhus. So Rickettsia typhus and Rickettsia prowazekii involves the trunk. It starts from the trunk. Eccheliosis, anaplasmosis, just remember your mega. So monocytes, eccheliosis, granulocytes, anaplasmosis, and remember we have a mulberry in the eccheliosis. Q is quite important, guys. Remember, there's no rash over here. It can cause headache, flu-like symptoms, and it can even cause endocarditis. Endocarditis. Mycoplasma pneumonia, guys, not too complicated. Headache, cough, fever, bilateral infiltrates, macular rash. Young people, less than 30, military recruits, prison, college, and it can form coal agglutinins. So it can form coal agglutinins, IgM, which agglutinate on red blood cells. So that's the overall. So hope you found this video useful, and I hope to see you guys next time.